Hey Munro Live subscribers, we're at Work Truck Week here in Indianapolis, and we came to the Ree booth and we saw some people and some product that we recognized, so we stopped. We want to give you a quick update on first. I want you to meet David from Ree.
Hi everybody.
Good to talk to you. And this is the module that we shared from CES. It should look familiar. Right, that definitely caught our eye. But then we also, walking by, we saw the new and improved version. And David, we were hoping that you could give us the highlights of what changed from what we show at CES to what we see here. And I see a lot of weight savings to start with.
Exactly.
That's what caught my eye at first.
Yep. So the piece, both of these corners are designated as Ree P7 corners. You obviously experienced the P7B corner at CES. The B designation actually stands for an internal test prototype. So this corner and this platform have been on test in the UK at the Munro vehicle test facility. We've been learning a lot about the vehicle dynamics, about the loads, how they're transferred through the corner and through the system, and effectively designing out all the weaknesses and optimizing the design of both the suspension, the subframes, and the drive system itself.
Yeah.
So this is the initial B sample. If we look at the C sample, you can see fundamentally the style and design of the corner has changed. A lot of the large aluminium castings have been reduced in thickness and size, and this is because we've optimized the load carrying capabilities.
Yeah, from it looks like miles of testing. Right?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're telling us?
Absolutely. Yeah. We've done various testing on various road conditions, Belgian pave block, offset camber roads,
rigorous.
Low mu brake testing. So they've all of those test results have been fed into the design process. That's allowed us to optimize the design, reduce weight. There's probably around 45 pounds worth of weight saving per corner.
That's a lot.
Based on the engineering development. We've also optimized the suspension, so the coilover springs units are now production intent, where they're a prototype on B sample. Diameter of the springs, size of the springs has all been reduced to optimize. Yeah. The corner itself, the by-wire technology, fundamentally hasn't changed. We still have the key function of drive, steering and brake by wire within the system. But if you remember the B sample corner from CES, these are now production intent castings rather than machined from solid. We've changed some of the architecture designs, even down to all the major fixings are now in one single plane in Z. So tooling
easier to assemble
and easier to service. That's the key functionality. So there's no special tools required to exchange parts. But the key TCO operational efficiency of this corner is the fact that you can exchange a corner on a vehicle in less than an hour.
So any service would happen.
Any service happens
on a bench
off the vehicle
somewhere.
On the bench.
Yeah.
And it's easily accessible, easily maintained.
Yeah. Did I hear all the fasteners are now for mounting to the vehicle? Are all the fasteners in one direction?
Yep.
Nothing from underneath?
Nothing from underneath. So all the fixings of the corners are actually in what we say in Y direction, horizontal direction, and accessible from outside the wheel arch of the vehicle.
Yeah, because I remember before there was some
in Z.
Yeah, I think that's a big improvement.
Yeah, and that's actually allowed us. You'll notice even this the casting has been removed, and we have less structural members, reducing weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, the actual manipulation of the vehicle, the corner into the vehicle is much less complex.
Yeah.
Very easy. No special tools required, and it's the key thing is now we only fix in one direction. even all the electrical connectors, data connectors and low voltage are all made in a single plane of connection.
Yeah.
So serviceability is much improved, weight is much improved, and the performance and quality of the components has progressed to a production-ready corner.
Yeah, I knew this caught my attention when we walked by. I could tell the difference, and it was obvious to me. Somebody very thoughtfully applied the design for manufacturing principles that are important to us.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
that's what we promote with our customers. So awesome. Any other features that are of interest? Or
I mean, effectively the by-wire technology has just advanced in its state of development. Certainly the redesigned and manufacturing ECU that we have in the corners now has now reached a level of design and complexity that we're happy that that's going into production. All of that is in-house software and technology. But we still work with strategic partners like American Axle and Brembo for brake systems for the main sort of componentry of the system.
Yeah, I like it. All right, if that's the highlights, I think we can wrap it up. I know you were busy you got a lot of people here today. So subscribers, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and the like button. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm ready. You ready, Paul?
Ready?
All right. Hey, Munro subscribers, still here at Work Truck Week. Came by the Mullen booth and started talking with Paul and said, wait a minute, we want to turn the cameras on to hear this story. So I got Paul here today. I want you to introduce yourself, and then I know you got your notes out, so we want you to go over all the details for us.
Sure, no problem. I'm Paul Lower, Director of Product and Planning for Mullen Commercial. We have the Mullen 3 urban utility vehicle here, low cab forward type truck. This vehicle is 11,000 pounds, 5,800 pounds of payload. The low cab forward offers a lot of advantages over a traditional cab style of truck. In the same footprint, you can actually carry more cargo because I don't have a big hood on the front of it taking up space. Everything's under the cab. You typically get a tighter turning diameter on something like this because of the wheel cut angles you could achieve. We get a 38-foot turning diameter. Put that in perspective, that is about the diameter of a Chevrolet Equinox.
Wow.
So these things turn very, very tight.
Yeah.
Better visibility than a conventional cab. I'm not looking over a big hood.
Yeah.
I could see, 8-10 inches in front of me, not 15-20 feet in front of me.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
can see that for urban environments, you said.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So you got the turning, you've got the visibility, you've got the maneuverability, and then with a tilt cab, you've even got better serviceability. I don't have to climb over the hoods of or the fenders of a traditional truck. I can just tilt the cab forward, and we'll do that here in a little bit, and look under the cab for the very few things that you actually have to maintain on an electric vehicle.
That's right.
Right? So we start with safety, just something as simple as this metal bumper. You see a lot of vehicles where the bumpers are flush, and they do that for aero, and they do it, to make it look better. This sticks out a few inches, and it's done that way on purpose. If I'm going to run into something and just bump into it, I'd rather damage this bumper, which is low cost to replace, than lamps and fascias and grills, right? This is the least expensive component to damage. So we're going to stick that out just a little bit, but that's the kind of thinking, when you start putting these vehicles together.
Yeah.
The windshield wipers. We've got snow coming tomorrow. We have wet windshield arm wipers here, so they're spraying from the wipers onto the windshield, not some crazy spray that's going all over the place. So again, better visibility, cleans the windshield very well.
Putting it where you want it.
Right. One of the things you're probably thinking of is, well, if I'm driving in the rain or the snow and I hit the brakes, where's all that water and snow going? Well, it's not going to come down the front of the windshield. When we tilt the cab, you can take a look at it, but there's actually roof channels up there. So when there's water up there, it'll run down the sides and not down the front. So again, better visibility.
Safety.
Safety.
Right.
And speaking of safety, if you look at the headlamps here, you notice that the marker lamp is separate.
Yeah.
Right? And that's actually more expensive to do.
Yeah.
But it gives you better visibility. So if I'm in traffic in the city, I can see that this vehicle is getting ready to make a turn fully on the side, and I'm not having to look right up in here and see if something's blinking. It's also visible very bright from the front.
Right.
So you get a lot of visibility of what you're doing. This panel, couple screws, that comes off. You got a wiper motor, wiper linkage, some electrical connections under there if you need to get in there.
To the back side of the instrument panel?
Not quite at the
No?
instrument panel, but there's a lot of bulkhead type wire connectors back there if you need to get in there for any reason.
Yeah.
Large breakaway mirrors. Again, in the city, you're going to tag something. These things are going to move in and out. Right? You're not going to break off an expensive mirror head. You're not going to break off an arm. You can fold
Because
these.
it's going to get hit.
It's going to get hit. Yep,
Yeah.
you're going to hit it or somebody's going to hit you.
Yeah.
A big 12x7 flat mirror, a 6x7 convex mirror. And then we have this downward facing mirror, 6x7 downward facing mirror. And when the driver's in the driver's seat and he looks over, he can see if I'm coming up on an obstruction, a fire hydrant, a post, or if somebody in a bicycle's pulled up next to him in the city, you know, and he's not catching it, he can see there. We've got downward sloping windows, very easy to see out of, but this gives you that visibility right here without having to lean over.
Yeah.
Tires, 16-inch wheels and tires. The tire tread on these are what we call highway tread. And it's on all 6 wheel positions, and we do that on purpose so I can rotate front to rear and not just side to side, and I'll get some better tire wear out of that by being able to move it in different places than just keep moving it from side to side.
Yeah.
We look quickly in the cab, right? One of those daily checks you should be doing on your vehicle is right here. This is your windshield washer solvent reservoir. There's a cover here, and I can pour my windshield washer solvent right in here, and I could see the level in here. So if the level's halfway and I'm good with that, I don't need to pull this off. But if it's low, I can do that right here. I'm not tilting the cab, I'm not crawling, under the hood of a truck and those type of things.
And you know what? That's slick. That's a slick little design feature. I appreciate that.
If you don't make it easy for the drivers to check the various parts of the vehicle, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I like that. You know what else I saw I liked here, Paul, was this.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
We'll talk about that, right?
Stealing his thunder.
No,
Sorry.
that's all right. That's all right. So you notice you can't see that step when the door is closed. So if you can't see the step, I'm not getting ice and snow and dirt and mud and everything building up on there. And if I do get a little bit, as soon as I open the door, it's gone.
Sweeps it.
I got big holes in there. So if I got stuff on my shoes and my boots, I'm not tracking it in.
Yeah.
And there's a nice sharp tread on there that'll
really
take
like
it
that.
off of your feet. So it's really easy to get in and out of this cab, and you're not bringing all the road slop in with you when you do it.
Yeah. You're on a roll here, Paul.
Okay.
I saw a couple of things already I like. But it tells me very thoughtful, right? When you design this, your team designed this, that they were thinking about the user. I'm impressed. I like it.
Good. Charging port here, level 2, level 3 charging. A level 2, 20 to 80%, you're going to do that in a little less than 5 hours. You go from 20 to 100%, you're going to do that in about 6 hours. Level 3, about 3/4 of an hour to get you to 80%, and about an hour to get you to 100%. So, very, very easy to charge this thing and get it done quick. Now, this is a standard medium-duty ladder style frame. It's 29 inches wide from across the frame. It's straight and flat from front to back.
Yeah.
That makes it really easy for the upfitters to put a body on it. They're not working around any obstructions. Right.
Yeah, no.
This frame has a yield strength of over 51,000 PSI. and it's got an RBM of over 541,000. RBM, resistance bending movement, is a way to look at different frame dimensions and tell you how strong it is.
Yeah, whether it's going to twist on you.
So 541 RBM, this is almost a third stronger than the Chevy and Isuzu frames that are out there in the same size vehicle right now. So very strong frame, very durable for long-term use. Now if we go to the back of the truck here, two-stage multi-leaf suspension, bumper stops. It's going to give you a good ride whether it's full, whether it's empty. In the back, we've got most of your wiring connections are back here. We give you a set of taillights. I know a lot of times these end up in a bin somewhere because you got taillights on your body. All the connectors are back here. We have a rear backup alerts. The connectors are back here. The sensors will be loose shipped. Rear camera, sensor is loose shipped. You just plug it in, install it on your body. And we give you a full-size spare that you can lower down and replace. So you're not waiting for roadside to come by. You know, if you can change it yourself, go ahead and change it yourself. Standard four-wheel anti-lock brakes, electronic brake distribution system. Electronic brake distribution system really regulates the amount of brake pressure front and rear depending on load. And gives you a little better stopping regardless of the weight on the truck, and saves brake pad life as well. We also have a standard backup alarm on this chassis. Now if we walk around to the driver's side, we've got these large batteries here
that are getting bigger.
They're getting
or more capable.
Shorter, and they're getting a little bit taller. We're going to get about 89 kilowatts out of those batteries, and 130 miles of range out of the truck with that battery system on it. And they're really out of the way of any type of upfit. You got plenty of room in here for U-bolts or J-bolts to get the bodies on. We've kept these far enough away so you're not, playing around with that kind of stuff. Back here, fuse block. Again, I don't have to lift the cab. If I pop a fuse, I can just come back here and get it. There's another big fuse block right inside the cab, inside the dash. The door itself opens a full 85 degrees, right? In combination with this step, very easy to get in and out of this cab. Drivers, especially in pickup and delivery, they can be getting in and out of this cab 80, 100, 120 times a day. You don't want these guys fighting to get in and out of the cab and have a bunch of injured drivers. Now, the interior's designed to make this vehicle more comfortable, improve efficiency, enhance productivity. This is not a bare bones commercial truck. It's actually seating for three. You've got a nice, comfortable, adjustable driver's seat. You've got a center seat, happens to be folded down for a work area, and then a passenger seat. Keyless is standard. Standard power windows and locks. Cruise control is standard, as is air conditioning. We've got a nice big 7-inch touchscreen radio with USB and a Bluetooth. The rear camera will actually show up in the radio, just like on your passenger vehicles. And then inside this cab, there's really a ton of storage in the door, behind the seats, in the center console, 2 glove boxes above the driver. So there's plenty of room to put things. There's also plenty of room for drinks. So you got a big gulp style holder next to the driver. You've got a couple of them in the center console. You've got slots for water bottles in your door. So this stuff isn't rolling around the cab either.
And that's a reality. People have that in their personal car. They're looking for it in their work vehicle.
Right. Under here, this is where your big fuse panel is if you need to get those. There's ashtray, which I just took out. Tilt telescoping steering wheel. And tilting the cab is actually very easy on this truck. Close this door. Clear? So this is a one-person job. Now, if you're going to be working under here, there's a lock I can put in to keep it from coming back down accidentally. We store the battery under the cab. We do that for security so it doesn't disappear. This is our liquid-cooled inverter, brake fluid, power steering fluid, electric air conditioning, and a couple other accessories under here. But, you know, unlike the gas or diesel counterparts, you don't really have much going on under here, right? This inverter's all solid state. You check your fluid levels every several thousand miles. For the most part, you don't need to go under the cab anymore with these electric variants.
Is this a kill switch here, or?
Yeah, that's the 12-volt battery kill
12
switch.
volt.
So we get a lot of upfitters that say, you know what, I want to park this thing at night, and I want to make sure that my driver didn't leave the light on or leave the light on in the back of the box.
Yeah.
They come out here in the morning and it's dead. So part of their checklist at night is they turn that 12-volt off. So it saves the frustration the next morning.
Yeah.
So
Thoughtful.
yeah, so that's it. That's the Mullen Urban Utility Class 3 low cab forward truck, which is coming out later this summer.
This looks like it's ready.
It's
it looks-
pretty close. It's pretty close.
Like this one, I could buy it if I wanted to.
Well, yeah.
Let's make a deal.
Yeah, let's make a deal. Now, I've driven this one on the road. That drives great.
Yeah.
The surprise you're in for is how fast these accelerate with the instant torque.
Yes.
I'm used to driving these with a gas or a diesel engine in it. They're so quiet.
Wow. Yeah.
Inside the cab, this cab is very well insulated, so it's really quiet in the cab. It's kind of eerie, actually. You know, once you put a body on here, you're going to hear more noises. But this vehicle by itself is very quiet.
Yeah.
Not a lot of road noise, not a lot of powertrain noise on it.
The inherent benefits of electric vehicles.
That's right.
That's
right.
quiet.
That's right. A lot less maintenance and a lot less things you need to be checking on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plug it in and get in it the next morning. You should be ready to go.
And it's ready to go every day. All right. Well, we appreciate the walk around. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Likewise.